Right, okay, so we're going to look at some altcoins, see what we see in here. So let's start with tier, tier here. So tier BTC, as we like to look at the BTC pair to see what it's doing. So weekly, I think this week we'll close green, we'll close triple green, which means next week maybe small minor pullback on the Bitcoin pair, and we'll be going up. So I think likely we can see some kind of move next week of about, I would say about 30 to 50% on it, 30 to 50% on tier on the BTC pair. So which would be really good in terms of the USD pair. So let's look at the USD pair. Um, we've got right, okay. So let's look at this one here. Let's pick this one there and do it. Um, So on the USD pair, ideally, we've got a triple green. I think we'll close triple green. So which means next week we're going to go higher. Um, now I don't want us to close below here. I don't want to see price close, not wick. It can wick into it, that's fine. Like we can have a wick like this and it wicks here, that's okay, no problem. But I don't want the bottom of the candle closing below this line. If it closes below this line, then they will come and they will come for liquidity, which is sitting here. Because there's a lot of liquidity probably potentially, which is stuck at the bottom here. And there's also some liquidity stuck at the bottom here. So it could be a lot of liquidity for them from here and in here. So if we do that, then they'll come for some of that liquidity at the bottom, which we don't really want. So but the probability of that happening, I think, is remote. I think we probably end up going up, going higher, and probably I think we'll go up all the way to test the 520s, the 510, 520 zone, 505, 510. That's this zone will be tested next week. This zone here. And I think from $5 upwards to here, the 550, 560, 570, I think will be tested next week on tier. So it's looking good on tier. And then quickly want to have a look at Say. Say is also looking really good as well. If I look at the Say BTC chart, so we've got it's looking quite promising as well on the weekly chart. You get your kind of weekly green candle. So we probably end up maybe coming back into it a little bit, but I think it will also have another move all the way up potentially to this point here or even to that point there. So there's a big move coming on this into next week. If we look at it from the USD pair, um, so you've got some right. Okay, so we've got a green candle. This last week I drew this area of interest and it came right into the area of interest around here, 18. So we can kind of move our area of interest. I don't expect the area of interest to be down. The area of interest will be up. So I think this goes all the way up here into this box here, somewhere there. So 3.6, 3.7, 3.5, could even go all the way up to 4.0. So that'll be the box on, say, going up. And then I want to quickly look at AAVE. AAVE is also looking very good. So AAVE will also close green candle. And I would expect us to maybe pull back a little bit, maybe to somewhere here, there. And I'll move this here, move this somewhere there, and then continue the journey to the upside. It will come all the way somewhere here or even here. This candle will become an area of interest. This candle here, so they'll wick it into somewhere there, somewhere here. So it's quite a good move on Aave. If I bring it to the USD pair, you can see the strength of the candle, and we may come down a little bit, but we continue the journey to the top part of the Bollinger, which is sitting around 293, and also the KC channel. Somewhere there is where I would expect us to get to. And ideally, we will go above here, 398. we will go above 398 on AAVE in the coming weeks. I'll give it, I think, 6 weeks. Maximum will be above 398 on AAVE. So it's looking good on AAVE as well. And then the last one I want to have a look at is PEPE. So PEPE is also looking quite promising. It's quite a big move on PEPE. I think we'll close green as well, and maybe we might pull back to the trend line. So maybe somewhere around, 1,243. But I think it goes all the way to somewhere around 18, 18.5. That zone will be where I would expect us to get to by the end. By the same time we speak next week, I think we'll be somewhere there. But Pepe will go all the way up and exceed it and have a new all-time high. So that's Pepe. So it's all looking good on some of these altcoins. The others that I could pick and talk about, like Render. Render is also another good one. Um, like Render is looking quite positive as well. So we'll close green, and I kind of I copied all these candles here and I stuck them here, and you can see what it looks like. So next we go up, following we go up, play around here a little bit, then boom, send it again, and you'll be at $11. So you're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row. We'll be going up 4 or 5 weeks before we correct. So I expect the whole of May to be upwards, and then early June we start correcting. We do a correction from that point. Um, so that's Render. Render is also looking really good. And then Dot is another last one I want to talk about briefly. So Dot is also looking really positive. So, big red candles actually even come all the way close to the 50 on the weekly chart. This is strength right there. I'll expect a small pullback maybe to about 480, somewhere there. And I'll expect us to send it straight into the 680, $7 mark on we could have a candle like this next week, a candle like this where we move from $5 to about $10. I won't be surprised. Um, so it's looking really good on DOT as well. And I think those are all the coins I want to cover on this call. So all the best.